Sometimes in life, people overplay their hands. A lot of us have been guilty of that. But Mr. Epstein was definitely someone who overplayed his hand. I know a lot of people who are billionaires and none of them know how Epstein made his money. And that's extremely unusual. When you're in the 500 million to $1 billion club, most people know how you made your money. But not Epstein. No one knew exactly how he made his money. But they knew he flaunted it. And he flaunted a lot of it. But who actually owned Epstein is the actual real question. And the answer is Mossad. He was part of Israeli intelligence. Now, what was the point of having a pedophile, which he definitely was, on the payroll for Mossad? Well, you see, politicians are just like ordinary people like me and you. And there's a couple ways to get politicians to do what you want them to do. First way is to buy them off. But not everyone you can buy off. Hell, some people already been bought off by other people. So the next way to get people is by threatening them. Threatening their family, kids, and stuff like that. But some people are too high up the food chain to threaten too. So there's one thing left to do. Blackmail. And how do you blackmail people in Washington, D.C.? With sex. See, Epstein was running what people in the CIA community call a honeypot. And what he did was he wouldn't have people like Bill Clinton, other politicians in powerful positions go out with him, and he would supply the underage girls. And what would happen is if this person ever turned on them, well, some images would be released by the media. And many of men have been brought down like this. But it's not the ones who've been brought down. It's the ones who haven't. That's the ones you worry about. That Bill Clinton sex scandal. Bill Clinton and Epstein were good buddies. Why? Because Epstein pretended to be his friend and got that dumb Leo, Bill Clinton, who's born in a dog year in the 11 life path, to sleep around, had all the evidence he needed on his ass. And guess what? He blackmailed Bill Clinton to get certain bills passed when he was the president of the United States. That is enough to put people in jail right there. But it's not just with Bill Clinton. He did it with a variety of politicians. But at the beginning of the year, the Clintons and the Trumps started playing real hardball. And when I say Clintons and Trumps, you might as well say Clinton versus Obama. Because if you haven't figured out that Trump and Obama are on the same team by now, you never will. You understand those two have been at war with each other since 2007, 2008. And Trump is just an extension of Obama. Yes, completely different from a different political ideology. But they're working for the same team. Good cop, bad cop. Now, one thing you have to understand is in the very beginning of the year, Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, was brought up on charges of soliciting a prostitute. That had nothing to do with Robert Kraft. That had everything to do with that was Trump's boy. They can't go after Trump, so they're going after his people. Well, Trump fought back. Do you remember the college scandal where all those rich kids were sending their kids to all those high-priced universities on false pretenses? Well, that was Trump getting back at Clinton supporters. Well, something happened in the past month. I don't know exactly what happened. but I know I see smoke and I know I can connect dots. Epstein overplayed his hand. He tried to blackmail the wrong person. And I believe the person he tried to blackmail was Donald Trump. You have to understand that Donald Trump is just like Clinton. He fucks everything he sees. Both of them are born very identical birthdays and stuff like that. Both born in 1946. They're about them hoes. And Epstein, I believe, had the audacity to try to go after Donald Trump. But see, Donald Trump isn't Clinton. See, the Clintons were protected by the Rockefellers because they are Rockefellers. But Donald Trump is protected by Rothschild. And Rothschild is the guy who owns Israel and to an extent Mossad. So while Epstein was a Mossad agent, he fucked with someone a lot higher up the food chain than he is. And that's why he got knocked. Now, here's the real problem now. Trump's protected. Nothing's going to leak out about his little sexual escapades. But a lot of people who don't have Trump's level of power, I mean, powerful people, but they're not protected like Trump, well, now they're running scared. Because if they don't have their people inside the FBI get rid of the evidence they got from Epstein, well, they're going down. And that's why Epstein, I mean, if you really want to, be a gambling man, you'd be putting on how many the odds are of him surviving a month, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, hell, what was it? Just a couple of days, just yesterday, they found Epstein beat up in his cell. That's a warning. What do you think? This guy tried to commit suicide? Get the hell out of here. That's a warning. And that is exactly what is going on right now. You have a war, and sometimes in war, an intelligence war that is, people bite off more than they can chew. And Epstein thought he was protected by all fronts. Hell, he helped, bring down a president, Bill Clinton. Hell, he's one of the only people who fuck with the Clintons in the past 20 years and then up in the body bag. So he's like, you know what? Let's go after Trump now. But what he found out was Trump is a lot more protected than Bill Clinton ever was. If Clinton went through the same investigation that Trump did, he would have been booted out. And let's not forget, Bill Clinton actually was impeached. Donald Trump will not be. They're only getting rid of Trump one way. And that's not with the legal system. And we can hope that does not happen. Because while Trump is a puppet, just like Clinton, just like Obama, at least Trump has less strings attached to him than anyone else. Yeah, you don't know what Trump did. You don't know what Trump did. You don't know who he's sleeping around with, nor do I care. But, I mean, I really don't see a big deal if a 20-year-old sleeps around with a 16-year-old personally. I don't believe statutory rape's a big deal. But 50-year-olds should not be sleeping with 14-year-olds. And Jeffrey Epstein was running a honeypot operation. He was there to entice powerful men and to blackmail them through Mossad. And it worked for a lot of individuals. God knows how many people it worked for. But he bit off a little bit more than he could chew with Trump. And now he's going to pay the price for overplaying his hand. And now you know. This has been a GG33 production.